Hey guys, this is Felicia
and Mary,
and we're the Vegan Wives. Today we're going to be showing you how to make an easy vegan Thanksgiving holiday feast.
Right, so we're going to be making a pot pie, homemade cranberry sauce, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and a pumpkin pie. The first thing that we're going to make is the pot pie, and we're going to start off by making the filling first. You're going to get a large pot, put your stove on medium-high heat, add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then dump in all the veggies, onions, garlic, all that stuff into the pot, and we're just going to saute it all up. So that's what we're going to be doing. So once your veggies are nice and sauteed, we want to use half the container of veggie broth and cover over the vegetables. You don't want the vegetables to be floating, you just kind of want to cover them so that they can sit and simmer in the vegetable broth. Okay, so once that's in, now we're going to add in the poultry seasoning, as well as the salt and pepper. So we said 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And this is going to give it that sagey flavor, very seasonal. Add in some salt and pepper to taste. So the veggies with the broth have been simmering for about 15 minutes. As you can see, a lot of that broth has now absorbed into the vegetables, is what you want. So now we're going to go ahead and add the remaining part of the veggie broth, which is another 16 ounces. But before we do that, we want to add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to the room temperature veggie broth. Cornstarch does not dissolve in hot liquids, so you'll need to dissolve it in a room temperature or cool liquid before you put it into the hot pan. So that's what we're going to do right now. So 1 tablespoon into the 16 ounces. Okay. So we're going to take that back up to a light boil, and we're going to do that until the broth and the mixture become thickened to like a gravy consistency. So just keep an eye on that. Okay, so as you can see, the mixture has thickened quite a bit. You can always do the spoon test to make sure the consistency is good. You just take an unused spoon, dip it in, and if it kind of coats the spoon, then you know that your consistency is good. At this point, you should probably do a little taste test of the mixture and make sure it's seasoned to how you like it. You can always add in extra salt and pepper before we go ahead and put it in the casserole dish. So I'm going to turn this off. Now it's where I want it to be. Okay, so to make the biscuit top that we're going to use for the pot pie, like I said, I use Biscuit Heart Smart to make the biscuits, and I mix that with unsweetened soy milk. The recipe on the box is what I follow, and I just double it to make more than 5 biscuits. So it's about 1.5 cups of Bisquick to a 1/2 cup of milk, and then I just double that, mix it all up, and you should get a dough that's very kind of soft. And you can make this ahead of time and fridge it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this right into the casserole dish. Make sure all that gets right in there. Once that's in there, I'm going to take the biscuit mixture we made, and I'm just going to kind of think about this as like a drop biscuit idea. Take about a tablespoon of the mixture and kind of just lob it all over this thing. It can be as even or as uneven as you want. It's going to turn out looking kind of rustic. Covered almost the entire surface with the biscuits. Again, this is going to feel really rustic. It doesn't have to be precisely covering corner to corner. The biscuits are going to expand as they bake, and it's going to give it that really nice kind of homemade rustic look. So now we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, so now we're making the cranberry sauce. So what I've done is I have a medium saucepan on medium-high heat, 1 cup of water, and 1 cup of sugar are all in the saucepan, and then 12 ounces of fresh cranberries. And you're going to want to cook that down, let it boil until it becomes a consistency that you like, and then it's done. Okay, so the cranberries will hiss and pop and boil, so I recommend covering them, but this is probably halfway through the process. So I'm just going to keep reducing and reducing and reducing. Okay, so the cranberry sauce looks about right for my liking, so I'd say it's done. There it is, straight out the oven. It took a little longer than 10 minutes. I just eyeballed it for when the top looked really golden, and there it is, all nice and beautiful. Before we fill the pie crust, I like to pre-bake it. So set your oven to 425 degrees, and you want to take a fork and just indent a few little holes around the sides of the pie. Since it's not filled, the pie will puff, so this will help it to not do that. Alright, so I've added all the ingredients into a mixing bowl, so you can see that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and mix it all together. Okay, so we pre-baked the pie crust for 15 minutes. I just took it out. I blended up all of the filling ingredients. So I'm going to pour it into there, the pie crust. And as you can see, it gets very full. So that's why it's a good idea to have the baking sheet underneath of it. Okay, so here's the vegan pumpkin pie all done and ready to go.
Okay, so for the mashed potatoes, we made them just how you would. We just substituted the butter and milk with vegan butter. We use Earth Balance, and we use silk soy milk, but you can use any kind of vegan milk you want, but we think that tastes the best. For the stuffing, we bought the Whole Foods 365 brand vegan multigrain stuffing. So you just follow the directions on the bag. You just add water to it, and it's pretty much done. Okay guys, that's the end of our Thanksgiving Day special. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment below if you decide to make this meal. We'd love to know how it turned out. Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving!